This is this is gonna be like the get together. Let's hide from the other people that's downstairs from the at the gathering. Yeah. This is my room. This my room. This my room closet. Oh, look at this closet. Are all the closets big or what?
No, this is my room. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Wait, this is like a living room too.
A whole lot. Yeah, I want you to have a little vanity over there in the closet. Not in the way, taking up all the space.
This. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I love these floors. Yeah, I like the floor. It's nice.
The floor.
I want a nice sink. You like this house, baby?
Yeah, I want to use this room. This is my room. At this one.
Actually, must be the closet.
I want that one.
Can you hear me now?
That's a good closet.
Okay, that room. Oh, never mind. Okay, so this is that's Shaver's room. That's
your room right here.
Shaver's room.
In my room.
No, this is my room.
And then my room.
This is my room right here. So how many rooms is that? Like 3, 4?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. Oh, that's dope.
This is my room.
It's your room. Layla, say hey. Read it out loud.
Ain't no money in there. This ain't no money.
When you give this money. Okay, God has blessed you with the strength and ability to shine brightly in His world. He's shown you that anything is possible in faith, especially wonderful things like this. Congratulations.
Street, what's going on, man? What we got going on in this joint, man? Talk to me, man. You on mute, buddy. You on mute. You on mute.
I'm just fucking with you. Now, these boys out here spending big money, man. That's about the third floor house we done seen.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Travis Hunter, man. Bought his mom a house, man. You can see the joy on her face. And he kind of surprised her with it. They thought they were just looking at a house. He didn't know, she did not know that it was already bought and paid for, I'm assuming. But he's surprised that you saw he handed her the keys. And, they were already picking out their rooms and all of that stuff. But again, it was kind of like wishful thinking.
What he said it was an Airbnb? What he said it was an Airbnb or something?
I don't know how I think he said they were just looking. Like, we're just looking. And he ended up surprising them, man. And to your point, quite a few players who have gotten some good NIL deals have done that. But also we saw other players like DeAndre Robinson, here from Jones in Orlando, who was a commit to Texas, ended up going to Florida, going to Florida, got his mom a house and everything else, man. So quite a few players. Ruben Bain bought his mom a car. I don't know if he bought our house, but bought his mom a car. We see quite a few of those things, man. Like I said, I just pulled that clip up because I didn't think we would get copyright by that one. So Travis Hunter, if you're watching, no copyright, old coach, man. I don't mean no harm. But just help your boy out a little bit, man. But yeah, we in the building, man. We here. This is Hayes Street, man. 58 in the building right now. We still in New York right now. And we'll see what's going on, man. But how you feeling today, man? Like you've been at the bar, man. Your hat all crooked. You looking like Vince Young after that blow.
Yeah, boy took that. Boy dropped them bees on them, boy. Nah, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling great, man. I'm living, man. Somebody ain't wake up this morning, man. So it's weird when people say that, huh? Somebody ain't wake up this morning. Somebody ain't wake up this morning. So, man, I'm just great to be here, man. I'm happy I'm breathing, man. What Bob Marley said, man, he said, man, Bob Marley, are you rich? And Bob Marley said, what do you consider riches? Cars and money? No, I don't have those type of riches. That's not rich to me. I'm rich off life.
I'm high off life.
I'm rich off life.
No, that's good. That's good, man. Like I say, we're going to get into this a little bit. You know, we like to let people get in here, so we talk about a few other things before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show. Like you say, players buying homes and cars and other things with NIL money. I put on my thumb. I'm not sure what you had on yours. I said, "Good, is this a good or bad investment?" And we'll talk about that. I'm not sure what you got, how you titled your thumbnail or the show, but hey, it is what it is, and we'll definitely dive into it. But there is some other stuff that was in the news a little bit. College football has now adopted something that the NFL has had, I want to say, since 1994, which is player to coach communication with the microphones in the helmets of particular players on the football field. And I think they're going to implement that this season. When you first heard that, Street, what was your thoughts when you first heard, man, these boys going to be talking like the NFL, you know, 36 wide banana, F front, trips right, 26 power.
Harbaugh stealing signs. First thing came to my mind. Sign gate.
Oh,
yeah, Harbaugh stealing signs. That's the first thing came to my mind.
Listen, so it's funny you say that, man, and a lot of people think this rule came in place due to that, and I there's some truth to that. I believe that process have been sped up because of it. But I was reading this article on ESPN about Kirby Smart, who's a co-chair of a rules committee, and he was saying, you know, he's been on this committee about 4 years or so, and every year they've been talking about it. So it's been in the works, it's been in the talks. Things just don't happen pretty much in 1 year. Right. And I think they just decided to jump on it. And so, hey, it'd be interesting to see how it works. But you know, Lane Kiffin had a very interesting point in regards to it. And he was talking about, I don't know if you can pull that. Can you pull that clip up?
Of Lane Kiffin?
Yeah, it's like a YouTube short. It's like a short, if you can find it. He's talking about this. You know, while you're doing that, I just kind of give you a synopsis of what he was saying. He was saying really a lot of defensive coaches have been fighting for this because of signal stealing and so forth. But Lane Kiffin comes out and says, listen, you give this to me, it's a cheat code, baby. Now, he didn't get into details about how it's a cheat code for him because, of course, he doesn't want to show his hand. But I'm going to just make an assumption here and speculate a little bit that it's a cheat code for him because for most people who know, and I don't know the exact time, but there's a certain time limit on the play clock in which that communication is open and then it cuts off, right? It cuts off. It's not like it's on the whole time. So it's not like they back there running around for his life and the coach is like, watch out, Patrick. Watch out. What to your left? No. He's open down. It's not like that. So I want to say, let's just say for argument's sake, 15 seconds on the play clock, the communication's cut off. So if you don't get your play call in prior to that, you just didn't get it in. But I'm assuming that Lane Kiffin is saying because they run hurry up, people like Josh Heupel who run the hurry up and they run plays every 17 seconds, roughly every 20 seconds, that they can go out there and almost do it like we talked about when you saw Cam Newton out there with his team and look at the formation and change it, right? You may go in there and say, hey, Jackson, all right, look, they're giving us too high shell right here, throw the ball down the middle because he has so much more time left on the clock in that sense. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing works, man.
Let me see. Let's see what we got.
Real quick, couple of shout outs while we're doing that.
Lane Kiffin got a lot of stuff on here. Lane Kiffin. Yeah, Lane Kiffin.
Just put in Lane Kiffin cheat code. Put in Lane Kiffin cheat code. And see what it'll come up. But shout out to William Edwards, and he says, Hazel Street in the house. Yeah. After the game, instead of houses for his mother, Deion Jr. buying as many bracelets, chains, and Chanel shows as he can. Okay. LMV with a thumbs up. LMV said, this the Travis Hunter week. Hey, them boys hot. Them boys are maximizing NIL and social media. All right.
I know, right? So we got it right here. Come on, we're gonna run it. I'm sure do it on did some stuff for us family, man. Come on, let's stop counting pockets. Like we in the count, like man accounting or something, man.
See,
so here's Lane Kiffin.
All right.
Defenses coaches always wanted it.
Turn up.
So it's here. I think, especially after using it, I think it's really like having a cheat code in Madden offensively. And I don't know that they've really thought defensively of what exactly that means. I think the assumption is just, you talk to the quarterback, but there's really more to it than that, especially the way we run our offense. So without giving too much in that of what it allows us to do with signals, with the whole process, I think it's a cheat code offensively if you do certain things offensively. So defenses coaches always wanted it. So it's here.
Why would he say cheat code, Hayes?
Differently.
So, and put us back up here on the screen.
No, that's me. I guess. Yeah. Why would he say cheat code? We want to listen to it again.
So he's saying it's a cheat. He's saying it's a cheat code, because, like I said, I'm only assuming. You see, he didn't really give a lot of information. I'm assuming because they run a very fast-paced offense, and for people that understand, like I said, it doesn't. They turn it on. I think at the end of the play is called. Somebody gets tackled, the communications come on. All right, so you can call the next play, but the play it cuts off at a certain time on the play clock. Okay, I guess he's saying, you heard him say, if you do certain things offensively. So if you're a guy who runs a fast-paced offense, you can hurry up and get your guys to the offensive line, right? You already have a set of formations. You already know your guys come out, know first down we run a trip, second down we run a 2x2, third down we run a pro set, whatever. I can get my quarterback to the line. Right? Mm-hmm. And I can look at how they line up to my offense, and I can check the play right there. Check. Red. Right. If they line up in a different formation, blue. Right?
Right.
That's what I'm assuming. I may be wrong. I'm only guessing that here, but that's what I'm assuming what he means. And he keeps saying defensive coaches wanted it. But I think it's like one of them things that be careful what you ask for, because they'll give it to you and now I'm going to make you pay for it because you should have left it alone.
How good is that technology? And is it playing throughout the play? Like, can you hear the coach throughout the whole entire play?
No, that's what I was saying. The communication cuts off. So it comes on. You hear, trips right, Y banana, Z slant, 26 RPO, blah, 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 whatever the call is, right? And then the communication cuts off. And that's on both sides, offensively and defensively.
How good is the communication? Is it at the level of you had walkie-talkies growing up, or is it the level of a baby monitor? Like how clear is it? The crowd is screaming, like.
Oh, it's clear because the microphone is like a headphone. It's like, so in the earpiece, in the ear pad, there's a speaker in the ear pad. Now the player can't talk to the coach. Like they can't talk back and forth. It's like a one-way communication. It's not like he's saying, "Hey, I didn't get that. I didn't get that." So what you thinking? It's not like that. It's not like a phone. It's just an earpiece.
Oh, that's why they look to the sideline sometime and they like.
Yeah, that means I didn't hear it. Right, I didn't hear it, or just do like this. Run it again. Say it again. I didn't get it. I didn't hear it.
Right. So okay. I'm finna grill you on this, but we finna get some information. So it turns on at a point in the huddle, and then it turns off what? When they're walking, when the huddle breaks?
Not necessarily, because some people don't huddle. So I'm assuming that they're going to do it based on the amount of time on the play clock. I'm just saying 15 seconds. It may be 12 seconds. It may be, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds. Well, it can't do it because it's 25-second clock. So, you got a 40-second clock, you got a 25-second clock based on what happens. So I'm assuming, let's just say for argument's sake, 15 seconds. So, you're looking at the play clock as a play caller, and you got your play sheet up here, and you're trying to call your play, and you're probably looking like, all right, we had 20 seconds, blah, 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 whatever. And then it cuts off. And if you don't get it in, then you have either back to the hand signal or you at the mercy of the quarterback picking his own play.
So I'm assuming what Lane Kiffin is saying is this. The audio is on. You in no huddle, right? So quarterback now you can just walk to the line, right? And like you said, it's like 7-on-7. Cam Newton standing behind. Cam Newton is standing behind the quarterback in 7-on-7.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton, an NFL player, can see the defense out there, and he tells the quarterback right then what he sees. The quarterback just has to execute. So they walk to the line, and Lane Kiffin or his guy up top, because now you got a guy up top, right? Can see the defense and literally say,
mm-hmm.
hey, throw the ball to Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? He got single coverage.
Correct.
Before the play starts.
Correct. So not to interrupt you, but I just pulled up the NFL one. It says, to maintain fairness, the NFL imposes restrictions on the use of headsets. Communication between the coach and the quarterback is cut off once the play clock reaches 15 seconds, preventing any unfair advantage in the final moments leading up to the snap. So that's what he's saying. He's saying if we do hurry up, I can get out there, I can do a hurry up situation. And I don't think, because like I say, some teams don't huddle. So it has to be based on the clock. So I thought 15 seconds was fair. I didn't actually know. I just guessed. And I end up being right so far as NFL rules. I don't know what they're going to do in college. But so far as NFL rules, that's what it is. And that's for offense and defense. That's for the linebacker that's calling the play out, as well as for the quarterback. It's not just one-sided.
Right. So in the defense, so literally, because I'm gonna explain something to y'all. What I was told by a quarterback's dad. His son was really smart, right? And could read defenses. He could call plays and do all of that stuff, right? But he said, street, I'm not sure if it even matters in college football anymore. He said, because the coaches have dumbed it down and put the responsibility in their hands. That's why you got the signs, and that's why you got check with me. Come to the line, and then the quarterback checks with the coach. The coach calls the play.
Mm-hmm. Because
these coaches are getting paid millions of dollars, and they're not going to put it in the hand of the 18-year-old, right? Mm-hmm. So now, Hayes, I can see these coaches actually saying, because they're going to force the defense to line up. They're going to run to the line, right? Force the defense to line up. And then the eye in the sky, the guy up there is going to be like they're in the two-man high, single-man coverage. Throw the goddamn ball to the tight end. Yeah, fuck calling the play. I don't know why we think they got to call a play.
Well, they don't. That's what I'm saying. They don't. Yeah. Like, if you know out there and you know what formation, you may just go out there this series. Hey, first down, we running trips to the boundary, or we running trips to the field. Second down, so they already know the series so far as formation. Now they're just waiting. Now the problem is, here's the problem: only the quarterback is getting this signal. That still doesn't mean they can't use signals, but only the quarterback is getting the information from the coaches, not in all the players' helmets. It's only in one player on the field at a time. Only one player in the field at a time. You've actually seen backup quarterbacks holding their helmet to their ear because the backup quarterback has it as well, in case, the starter goes down. So sometimes you can see them holding their helmet to their ear so they can hear the play call. But yeah, to that effect, yeah. And the linebackers the same way, It'll be interesting to find out how it's used and how they manipulate it. Because one thing about anything, I don't care what rule you find in place, that's why lawyers are hired to find loopholes. And I'm not saying a lawyer in this case. I was just saying in the simple fact that once you implement a rule, everybody's trying to find a loophole in the rule to gain an advantage. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you put a fence up around your house, but somebody's trying to find the weak spot in the fence to get through. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of concept. So it'd be surprising. It'd be surprising to find out what Lane Kiffin means in that sense, and what other coaches think about it. You know, what other coaches think about it.
Yeah. I'm thinking he's just thinking, man, oh man, you just in a college football world where nothing is equal, right? Nothing is equal. We all got to figure out a way to win. Yeah, you just allow me to look at your defense and tell him where to go with the ball.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Versus the old school calling signals in, and you got to hope the player. But again, there is a time constraint. How good are you guys, meaning the coaches, how good are you getting information in, play calling in, you know, and so forth. But that's also the advantage of being a head coach / coordinator. If you're a head, like Lane Kiffin, who's the head coach and he's the play caller. So his calls don't have to go through a second party. You know what I mean? Like he's just calling them. He the head coach. You know when he want a timeout. You know to ask himself for a timeout. So
right.
It'll be interesting to find out how they use that to their advantage. And of course, you know, they'll talk about it more as the season goes. Maybe they may be using it in the spring. I don't know. But it is an FBS thing right now. And also they're using, they have the capabilities of using sideline, like iPads or Surface Pros you see in the NFL. I don't know if it'll be a Surface Pro, iPad, whatever, a tablet, I guess, right what it said. So that way, instead of you, because we've all been to high school games, right, where the coaches got the big screen up there and everybody can see the play on the screen. Y'all been to those high school games where they got the huddle on the screen? It's called huddle playback.
Mm-hmm.
So in high school, they have, well, I'm giving them the business, boy. So in high school, they have that capability. And people always said, why don't they use that in college? I guess it was because it was an unfair advantage in regards to financially, because every school couldn't afford it. And colleges don't use, well, major colleges don't use huddle because I remember them talking about that when I was at FIU. They were saying it was easily hacked. You could easily hack huddle. Yeah, in that sense. Because huddle is just a cloud service deal. So a lot of these coaches, again, they so paranoid, they still use things like Exos or DV Sport, something like that, where they have their own mainframe on campus. So, you know, because huddle is all cloud based. You know what I mean? That's why we can pull up anybody's huddle film. But these colleges, they pay for the service to look at. They can, and that's why I tell people about game film. See, these players think that their highlight tape is all the coaches see. I say the majority of these college coaches, Street, can go into, they can go into your high school huddle account and look at your game film because that's what they're paying for. So they can pull up D Streeter's game film. They're not just looking at your highlight tape. When I want to dig deep, I want to see how you played against North Miami Beach, how you played against Northwestern, how you played against Central, how you played against Carroll City, how you played against New Orleans.
Right.
So that you know, and I always said this: game film has taken more scholarships than highlight films have given scholarships. Woo! I'm putting that on the shirt, baby. Game film taking more scholarships than highlight films have given scholarships. Telling you. Yeah, babe. I'm putting that's a lot to put on the shirt, but I'm gonna put it on there. That's my next shirt.
Here go another helmet, man. That I don't know if y'all seen this helmet. Here's another helmet. The
on a hearing football team back in middle school. Communication was tough, working through interpreters, having a lot of frustration when I need to focus on something else and then something else is happening at the same time. I miss that.
Hearing players can't hear their plays. We can't. So we just have to look to the sideline.
Sometimes we have to run to touch them to get their attention and know that there's a new play.
We have to live with mistakes. We always put our players in the best situation because if a player can't see you, if you're not locked in with eye contact, they're not going to know what I'm saying. Good afternoon. been waiting for this meeting to kind of share some amazing technology with you. We've been working with AT&T for the last year, collaborating.
We set out with one goal: to increase the speed of communication between coach and player. I'm excited to present this to you today, the AT&T 5G football helmet.
This will change football.
AT&T 5G technology was the starting point for this.
The coach will have a tablet on which they will select a play. When they hit send, that goes via 5G to the helmet that the player is wearing.
And the players on the field will see the play appear in augmented reality before their eyes.
When we hit send, the player receives it, and it's clear, and then the quarterback could call the play. Everyone involved in the project, from AT&T to the development team, was just amazing.
They were very open. You know how some people ask for feedback, but they don't hear you? They heard me.
To have our players easily receive communication from the coaches, that will level the playing field for us. That's all we need.
I think that AT&T helmet will change my whole life. If I plan to play in a professional league, I won't miss anything. When I first put on the helmet and I first saw the play, it felt like the world just instantly lifted off of my shoulders. Less penalties, no more late hits.
This is a game changer.
This is great
for all deaf and hard of hearing football players.
The future's bright.
That's pretty cool, dog. That's some cool business, right?
What was that? A team full of deaf people? What was I looking at?
So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you. It's
language?
funny. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the school that is. So that's a school called Gallaudet, and that school in 1894 is the reason we have the huddle today. Speaking of sign stealing, that school right there invented the huddle in football.
That school, or the guy was from that school? Okay.
No, the school. So what happened was I know the story, but I want to read it to you. As many people know, the football huddle was invented at Gallaudet, at Gallaudet College in 1894. The Bison played
the actual huddle. Oh,
the huddle.
okay,
Like,
I got you.
we huddle up.
Okay, got you. Okay.
The Bison played two other deaf teams that season and needed a way to prevent their opponents from stealing their signals. Quarterback Paul Hubbard, 1894, was credited with the idea. So signal stealing been around for over 100 years, dog. Even from the deaf folks, people were stealing signals around this thing. So with that being said, so they huddled up so people couldn't steal it, so they could do it, do the sign language or whatever in a huddle. And that's really what happened. You know what I mean? Because you know how it used to be. You be trying to listen to the huddle. You be trying to hear the play call if they're going to run it or whatever. So that's where that whole thing came from. And I'm glad AT&T, they started right back at that same university. That's pretty cool, man. I think it's a great idea. Because you may have,
it is cool.
You give a way for guys to play football. And it'll be interesting. Just because you may be deaf don't mean you can't run, play, catch, tackle, and play football at a high level. And this is a way to get a guy involved in it, man. So I think that is a great idea. Pretty cool.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah. All right. We had the 30-minute mark, Street. Let's go on and get into the meat of this thing here. We got 120 people in the building. Let's chop it up, man.
Let's go.
We've talked a lot about NIL. Yeah, I know it's a little slow. It's this time of the year. But we've seen players using their NIL monies to purchase homes, cars, the rapper starter kit, meaning the jewelry, the gold teeth. Some players getting veneers, they getting their teeth fixed. They're doing a lot of things with this money.
They're doing a lot.
They're doing a lot of
Durangos.
Got Durango Hellcats, all this other stuff. Here's my question. Just off the cuff, a general statement: good or bad investment? Buying those type of things with NIL money right now. I mean, you can explain later. Hold on, I just want to hear good, just in general. Do you think they're making good or bad investments? Just what do you think? What do you think the higher percentage is? Good or bad?
Bad. I don't think they know. I don't think 80% of them know anything about investing or good and bad investing. So I think most of them are just spending the money.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, most times, you know, real estate is not necessarily always a bad investment. You can make some bad deals, don't get me wrong. So y'all chill out. But for the most part, real estate is not really a bad investment. I think it's a bad investment when you buy a home and you don't think about all the other stuff that goes along with it, the insurance, the maintenance, the this, the that, and the third. Because you have $1 million doesn't mean you can buy $1 million home. I don't think these kids understand that. I'm not saying they are doing that, but I'm just saying
Right.
a lot of people think, a lot of people think because I have $1 million, I can buy $1 million home. Right. Oh, I only got to put down how much? 400,000?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if houses are always good investments. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I guess we would have to look at like the word investment. Like, I'm not sure if houses are always good investments. You pay into a house. It sits there. Like you said, you maybe have to come out the pocket sometimes 1 year for other stuff and things of that nature. And a good investment, I would think, will be something that gives you a return instantly. I put in 50,000, I put in 20,000, and I made $300,000. So go from there, right? And then go to a house, and then you got to count where a house lands on that totem pole. You see what I'm saying? Like, what did my money do when I put it in this house?
Okay, I can agree with that. I forgot. I think that guy's name is Grant something. I watched him before.
Cardone.
Grant Cardone. Yeah, he talked about home buying, and he talked about he never buys his own. He buys investment properties, meaning rental properties and things like that. But he never bought the home in which he lived in. He always rented them. And I get it. That's a strategy. But when I said as an investment, I'm talking about the equity that it earns over time, X, Y, and Z. Yes, you're going to spend money in your home, but again, you build equity in those homes and so forth. You don't build equity in a Hellcat. You don't build equity in a Lamborghini. You don't build equity in a Maybach. We've all heard the story. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it's done. But for generally speaking, homes will give you, now, will it give you instant, 50,000, make 300,000? No. I mean, that's high risk stuff in regards, I would assume. And I think you may be talking more towards the stock market, because I know that's what you deal with.
Right. Yeah. I see.
I'm talking
saying,
about overall.
Yeah. I see E. Brown saying houses are always a good investment. Your scenario doesn't happen. My scenario happens actually often. But the reason Grant Cardone said what he said, right, is because Grant Cardone say I buy investment homes. Because I saw somebody in the comment section say, well, you got 50,000 homes that you've brought. Yeah, I buy investment homes. I buy a home, I put somebody else in it, they pay me a monthly rent. You see how that instantly brings back monthly cash flow, right?
Agree.
When you buy a home, you buy a home, you come up with 10%, you come up with closing costs, you come up with all this stuff, and then you're paying the mortgage.
Agree.
So that's why. So Grant Cardone is just a person, right? He's the type of dude that'll buy his car and put it on Uber on the weekend because he's thinking about, how do I bring in cash flow?
I get it.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's how we got to. That's how. And Hayes, give me a second with this one. That's how we have to start looking at money as a tool. Is how does my money produce money, right? Because if we're always creating bills, right, you will have cash flow in and cash flow out. Grant Cardone is saying, how do I get cash flow in and make cash flow bring me more cash flow?
Makes sense.
But emotionally, we always say, but not the house I live in. I gotta buy me a house to live in for my family, and we emotionally like kind of play that game. You know what I'm saying, with ourselves, and go out buy too much house, like you just said, and
too much house.
now you're like,
biggest problem. Yeah.
Now you know what I'm saying. Now you like, now you're paying this mortgage, and it's like, damn, dog, $4,000 a month. I got 8 rooms. I got how much my water bill? And now you don't. I don't heard people talk about this so many times, and now they got to downsize. Oh, I didn't know you had to flush every toilet in 10 rooms every day. I didn't know you had to pay this much in the water bill. Listen, be careful with the house thing, right? And that's what Crayon is saying. I get what he's saying.
Yeah, and I tell people this, right? I hear what you're saying, right? And I understand home ownership, and you're talking about, if the roof goes bad or something was to happen, I still got to pay my mortgage plus fix the roof. If I'm renting that home, I pay my rent. I'm never going to own it. I pay that rent, but the homeowner's responsible to fix the roof. So I get that part. But we're just talking. But even so, if I'm a player with an NIL, and I want to buy my mom a house, I won't go against it. My only caution to them is, don't buy too much house, right? And the reason I'm saying that, there are a lot of things. I remember this. I know you're talking about Dion, but I remember him saying this one time, and I think he was going through the breakup with Pilar, and this was a while back. This was years ago, and she wanted the house, and he was like, you ain't getting this house. He said, you know how many people I had to tackle to get this house? Nah, I'll buy you a house. But he was also saying that you couldn't afford the maintenance on this house.
Right.
The yard care, the like all of that kind of stuff that I don't think a lot of people think about, especially young cats.
Right.
Young cats, they don't think about the upkeep and so forth and so on, HOA fees and all of that kind of stuff that go into, and those things that go up and inflate. And so, yeah, what you're saying, I get it.
Right. I think it's always better than renting. It may always be better than renting. You have an investment vice throwing away rent money. You see what I'm saying? But when people say it's a good investment, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to start gauging it up against NVIDIA going up 700% in a year. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin up 170% in a year. So I think it's always better than renting.
So I'll say this, but it's not a bad investment, right? So I just want people to understand. I don't think you're saying that.
Right.
It may not be the greatest of all time, but there is a reason people are in real estate, because it does make money, right? It does. Think about it. You just said this. If I rent a home, if I buy a home and I rent it out to you and you pay me rent, that rent in turn pays the mortgage plus some. The difference is I've not lost any money, but I am earning the equity.
Right.
Versus.
Right. That's what Grant Cardone was saying. He was saying, I buy investment. Right.
Right.
Yeah,
so when you go to sell it, if you bought it for $100,000, well, $100,000 gets you a doggone pod right now. But if you bought it for $100,000 and in 10 years and the market goes up, you sold it for $200,000, you made $100,000 over 10 years plus the rent that you've earned from it. I know we kind of talking a little bit, but those are strategies.
That's what we here for, dog. That's what we here for.
No, I get it.
Right.
But certain things certain things, I'm not mad if you want to buy you a nice piece of jewelry, but you don't need 75 chains, dog. You ain't Mr. T. If you want to buy a nice watch, it don't have to be an AP Rolex, dog. Not at this point right now. It don't have to be.
And it's quite how much money you have. Because we're talking about percentages. If you're a Shadura and you're getting 3 million, 4 million, right? It's quite on how much money you have. And that's the point to where you get yourself to a point where you're bringing in so much money that you could pinch off and buy a Lamborghini. Oh man, he don't win it, but he gonna go broke. Well, how much money does Floyd Mayweather have? We all know he's gonna go broke.
I'm with you, but we talking the exceptions and not the rules. I always tell people that.
Right.
Floyd and them are the exception. We're talking about a DeAndre Robinson, I don't know what his NIL deal, but it ain't Shador's deal.
It ain't Shador's. It ain't
Travis Hunter.
Kevin Clark's. Right.
Yeah, it ain't Travis Hunter. It ain't Angel Reese. So if he got $400,000, let's just say. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this gentleman up. Gervin Dexter. And we talked about this for a second. Gervin Dexter, University of Florida, defensive lineman out of Lakeland High School.
Mm-hmm.
He got the loan. I forgot the name of the company. I think you remember. $436,000 up front. That was his quote unquote NIL deal.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, it was a front-ended loan that he had to pay back to this company. I forget what I'm just call it Company X.
Right.
Plus, in this deal was 15% pre-tax commission off of his NFL earnings for the next 25 years.
Right.
Now, here's where the problem. Here's the problem. He takes $430-something thousand. He goes, which I hate to say this, to buy a decent home now. That's about $400-something thousand. So what did I just tell you? If you got that much, you can't spend that much.
Right.
You can't buy a $500,000 home. You can't buy a $400,000 home if you only got $436,000.
Right.
And based on his deal, he's already, just think about what I'm about to say. He's already going to give 15% back to this company. He's got to give a percentage maybe to his agent. Uncle Sam ain't shown up yet. So you got to give Uncle Sam his money, right? And there's a lot of other things that go into it. So these are the type of things that I'm telling people, that when you have money in your hand, if you don't respect money, money will show you who's boss. I tell people that all the time. And so when these players getting these large sums of money immediately, right? My fear is in the next 10 years, 12 years, we're going to see a 30 for 30. We're going to see that 30 for 30 come up because we watched people like Antoine Walker, Mike Tyson, $400,000, Antoine Walker, $100 million, talking about they broke.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hit the floor for Shador. What's up with you, man? I got to tell you that story. What that mean?
One time for Roll Tide. Roll Tide said, Street, how I sign up for IOD? They go to the link right there. I put it in the comment section. Or just text 786-405-9499. Okay, so that company you're talking about, we had kind of personal run-in with them. Not a run-in, but we were dealing with kids last year, and that company came up. It wasn't no beef. That company came up, and some of the kids were saying that, hey, the company was offering kids in the locker room $500,000, some kids $400,000. You know what I'm saying? And they to get it back at the end. Now let me clarify something. This is not NIL. NIL, you cannot tie a contract in with the college and make it extend past college. NIL is only for college. It's done within college. You can't go past college. Anything after college, your NIL agreement with the guy is done. That's how it's supposed to work. So this company was just basically saying, "Oh, y'all don't let money. Y'all letting anybody talk to these kids now? Okay, well, I'm finna offer these kids $300,000, and then on the back end, we'll take a percentage, like you just said." And the percentage was, and the percentage, they did it to a baseball player, and the percentage was coming out as something crazy. But also, it was a clause that said if you don't make it, guess what?
What was that?
You owe us.
Yeah. And that's predatory lending. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah.
So they did it to some kid we were dealing with. So my people got them on a Zoom call. Hey, yeah, man, we got some kids. We trying to see what y'all picture, man. What y'all got going on? And when they explained it, man, my people lit their ass up, bro. And basically told them, dog, what y'all out here doing is, you know what I'm saying? Bullshit. and somebody need to sue y'all ass.
So I'm gonna go back and say this. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Right.
Right. So what I'm saying is we got to understand, like we talk, think about a kid. Think about a kid. Think what's wrong with you, boy? You all right over there?
That
Think
thing
about
was
a
biting.
kid that come from the slums, right? And everybody ain't broke. Everybody don't come from broken, I mean, no money. There are some kids that does, their family got money. Chance Robinson, his mom is a business owner, daddy a state trooper. They house bigger than the motherfucker out there out west. But think about a kid that comes from nothing. His mama is home in a 1-bedroom house, 6 people live in it, right? And you telling him, dog, just wait 2 years. You gonna get paid. Just wait 2 years. And mama home saying, because you know mamas could be real. We ain't eat last night.
Right.
The lights off. And somebody offers him $300,000. Bro, this man ain't never had $30,000. I want y'all to understand this, right? This man ain't never had $30,000. Somebody offered a dude who probably had thought about robbing banks, robbing a grocery store when he was little because his mama was so broke. He ain't, and it hurt him. And somebody said, if you sign this paper today,
right,
we'll wire $300,000 to you tomorrow.
That's right.
Hayes, is it a bad deal?
It's a bad deal, but it's a deal you got to take.
Yeah.
It's a bad deal.
Right.
Here's my analogy. You know, Analogy King, right?
Right.
You know, I like my hunting stuff. I can watch outdoor stuff.
It's a horrible deal. Let's make that straight. It's a horrible deal.
It's a horrible deal.
Right. But I just wanted to paint to them how enticing it could sound for somebody that's really in the struggle, right? And I want to explain that to them.
Correct.
So go ahead.
I get. I'll make this thing. I watched this video of a mountain lion trying to get a goat on the side of this mountain, and I watched this mountain lion literally run down this mountain and attack this goat, and they tumbled over and over and over all the way down to the bottom of this mountain. And while they're falling, he's still trying to claw this goat and hold on to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say that to say this. That goat, that lion was in a situation where he says, if I don't eat today, I may not see tomorrow. And I'm willing to risk death to eat today. Now, I could go out in this pasture and chase one down, but there are no goats out there right now. And I don't know if they're going to come today, tomorrow, a month from now.
Right.
And I can't take that chance. So I'm willing to die today to eat today and survive this encounter, or wait on a possibility down the road. And I don't know. And it's the same thing with these players. And I hear people who may not understand the starving situation of a lot of these guys that say, well, I'll just wait. Because I was talking to a coworker. I said, you are literally starving. You are on your last breath. I got the big juicy hamburger here. And I said, you can have this hamburger right now. But if you wait 30 days, I'll give you a feast and you'll never be hungry again. You eat as much as you want, as long as you want for the rest of your life. How many people could withstand that 30-day wait, not knowing that you're going to survive for the next 30 days? And that's what they know when they do these deals with these players, the 360 deal with these rappers, these money deals with these actors. Bro, they paid the dude from Captain Phillips, I Am the Captain Now, $60,000 for that movie, bro.
Captain Phillips?
No, the Somalian dude that took the boat, I Am the Captain Now. He got 60 grand on that movie. That's it.
Man, that's it.
So what does he do? Nah, I'm better than that.
Right.
So that's what you're dealing with. Now, when people have money, money doesn't move them. Principle moves them. because I'm not starving. This is an opportunity. So I know my worth. But when I'm starving, money moves you because I got to survive to the next day. And that's what happens. And that's why you have predatory lenders out here doing this foolishness, because they're greedy. You know, and that's crazy right there. And that's bad business. And that's so unfortunate, man. But I do want to talk about, what do you think if you have a son today in your same situation as you are today, you have a son in college football, he's getting an NIL deal right now. What would be your advice to him? I need two paths, and it's my choice as your son to take. What two paths would you give your son to do with his money? You're the same D-Street you are today, whatever your financial situation is, as you are right now, whatever. What two paths would you advise your son to take?
Well, okay, so give me more details. What level NIL he getting? How much money he getting a month? And what he getting?
10 grand a month. 10 grand a month.
10 grand a month. If it was my son, by that time, my son would understand that. I would have been him, like I've taught my own kids in there. I would help him understand that money is a seed, right? And if you don't plant it, you will never grow a crop. So if money keeps coming through your hand and going out your hand, then you'll never, you know what I'm saying? You'll just keep living from paycheck to paycheck. I would tell him that money is a tool. You have to figure out a way for it to work for you. Right? So growing up and not having, right? Is growing up and not having. A lot of times when they get it, emotionally, it feels so good to be able to buy your girlfriend a purse, to get you a chain, to look like a rapper, because you never had a chance to do it. So it's almost like, Hayes, you got to let that get out somehow.
I want to be somebody. I want to feel like somebody. I get it.
Right. So I would have, and it's just a kid culture. You want to look like Lil Durk. You want to look like Lil Wayne. But I think I would have instilled in my child that, listen, that's fine. I was a kid before. But if you keep bringing in money and the money doesn't make you money, right? If you don't figure that part, every time you get $10,000 every month, it'll just keep going out the window. It'll be a revolving door, and that can happen for the rest of your life. So you have to understand, what do I need? What do I want to live? And what do I need to live? You get your needs out the way, and you live like a normal person long enough till you create something that's producing you money. And you just duplicate that over your life. With stocks, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's through NIL, I'm selling my shirts. I took my money, I invested in my t-shirts, and now I sell t-shirts to the public. But you can't just be getting a paycheck.
Right.
When people say, the first contract, you got to get your third contract in order to make money, that is a lie. Hayes, if somebody ever hands you $2 million, $5 million,
I ain't never working again.
$10 million, if somebody ever hand you that, you can literally take that money. It takes some discipline now. Take that money, and the purpose of that money is to figure out a way for that money generates money.
Correct.
So that's what it is. So those rules would have to be instilled in him. You know what I'm saying? Through growing up to the point where he won't feel like, why $10,000, boy? And it just feels like people get their income tax every year. It's income tax time, dog. 15,000, 10,000 every year. Put your hand up. 9,000, 4,000 every year. And what happens?
Straight to the Gucci store.
Every year. 1,000, 8,000, 4,000. And after 10 years, you done got 60,000, 100,000, and you can't account for none of it.
Bro, I got a cousin. He got the stimulus check. That boy got a Gucci belt and some Gucci flip flop and burnt up. Ate up the whole check. Guess what? He don't even know where they at today. Guess where my money at? Guess where my money at?
Where your money at?
I'm looking at it right now in the camera, and my computer is running this program. Appreciate you.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's where my stimulus check went. My stimulus check went right into this camera, and the first one went into the computer, and the second one went into this camera. So I say all that to say, and it's funny you say that, man. Damn, I just lost my thought trying to pick on my dang cousin, and he laughing at me right now, probably. Damn, I was just about to say something to you, and it slipped my mind about it. Anyway,
no, just think about what you're saying. Yeah, like I always go back to the farmer thing. Like a farmer gets his seeds. They're very valuable, right? Very valuable. Mm-hmm. He plants them in the ground and he grows a crop. He makes money from the crop. Repeat. Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, I grew up broke.
Yeah, takes the proceeds, buy more seeds. Yeah.
Right. Right. I grew up broke, burning money, spending money, had no clue. And these last 4 years, you know what I'm saying, when I left my job and had to bet on myself, I just started studying this stuff. Because I was like, man, I'm just gonna try to figure out how money works. That's the only reason I was going to work. Let me skip the work part and understand how money works. So a farmer gets his seeds, he invests, he puts it in the ground, he grows a crop, he eats up the crop, it produces more seeds, he puts it back in the ground. It's the dope game, it's any game, it's any game. But all we do is get the seeds in our hand on Friday, and then we pay the light bill, we pay the car payment, and then we go have some fun. And then we never really plant the seeds to grow the crop because it takes patience and discipline.
I agree. And here's a big deal right here. We believe. Just congratulate Travis and keep it moving. Travis is smart and doing well with his money. Well, we believe whoever you are, and I know I'm petty. My name is Petty Pendergrass, and you are the perfect person. You are what's wrong. Because everything
I saw that comment. I knew you was gonna get it. I saw that comment.
I had to. Because everything is not about Travis Hunter. We're talking about the other guys who have NIL deals. This is not just about him. I use the video. Yeah, I guess, yeah. But what I'm saying is,
you ain't gonna just run over that. Is that Deion Sanders?
No, that ain't him. You think Deion Sanders on this? No, that ain't him.
What you mean Deion Sanders ain't on this? Deion Sanders coming on my Instagram all the time. He's a person. Huh?
But this ain't him. This ain't him. So cut it out. This ain't him.
That's a picture. That's a picture of who?
Of Deion Sanders.
Okay. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is people like that are the problem because they think when you say something, you're only talking to those kind. Nobody's ridiculing Travis Hunt. Nobody's even brought him up. We just showed him giving his mama a house. But we're talking about these other players who are getting NIL money, right? And they may not have a future in the NIL. Or if they do, it may not be as long. Who knows? But we're talking about investing these things. And I'm glad it came up because now I got my thought back. So my thought about this whole thing is, how do we teach the young ones what we know today that we survived through? Meaning, like you said, you spent money, you blew money, you spent money, you blew money, and you learned from it. When you decided to bet on yourself, you decided to read and learn. I don't know what age that was, but it wasn't 17. How do we get these 17, 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-olds ahead of the game and learn it now early instead of trying to, quote unquote, look like Little Dirk, look like Little Wayne? I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is that can't be the only thing. Their whole goal with their money can't look and emulate the lifestyle of the rich and famous. They have to understand how the rich and famous have this lifestyle, if that makes sense, right? You can't have a S-class Benz and you still got a blue tarp on your roof from Katrina.
Right.
So what I'm saying is we have to find a way, we believe, Why don't you go believe and help us teach the young ones how to keep their funds, invest their money, and emulate a Deion Sanders and Travis Hunter so they can have as well. And that's what this is what we're talking about this today. Is it good or bad investments? Because I can have NIL, and at the party, he got 4-5 chains on, he got the gold, he got all this stuff. And guess what? There's nothing else. So he's eating the seed. He's not eating the fruit that it bears. And that's the problem.
He just looked at your title and just came in here and thought we was hating. But we actually made Travis Hunter the exception. We actually said he's the exception. Yeah, he's the exception.
He is. He is the exception to the rule. He's the high. Caleb Williams is an exception to the rule, right? He's got Dr. Pepper commercial. He's got the Nissan Heisman. These are the exceptions. But they can become the rule if they don't pay attention. They just got a lot more than most. Because I just told you, we saw Antoine Walker blow $100 million. We see a Mike Tyson with the $400 million. We've seen, bro, every lottery. Oh, this is what I want to talk about. The lottery winners. We just had a lottery winner won the $1.2 billion. One person in New Jersey won $1.2 billion. But how many stories out there that people win the lotto and they broke within 5 years?
Yeah. I got a friend girl that.
Sorry, your thing is real fuzzy. Your screen fuzzy. I don't know if you got a lot of tabs open or not. Maybe it's strange.
I got 1,000 tabs open.
I need you to take some of your NIL. Hey, take some of your NIL money. Take some of your NIL money and buy some RAM.
I got 1,000 screens over. I look clear on my end. That'd be the crazy part. I look crystal clear on my end.
I know, right?
That'd be the crazy part. I'm straight. You can hear me?
It's clearing up. Go ahead.
Now, I don't forgot what I was finna say now. Oh, I had a friend girl that won $1 million in a lawsuit, bro.
Wow.
Won $1 million in a lawsuit. Knew she had to figure out a way to make the money stretch and didn't have anybody in her circle, right, that could help her.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But there was a lot of people that was, let me borrow 10,000, let me borrow and she brought a few rental properties, she got that going, and eventually her situation turned into having to pay for somebody to, you know what I'm saying, she lost it. And that was knowing, hey man, I have to figure out a way. And didn't have anybody to go to. So that's how far behind a lot of us are. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather said a man with $100 million and no plan is a broke man. And I believe him. I believe him when he say that. If you got $100 million and no plan, you're eventually gonna be back to zero.
Street. That might be the truest thing said in a long time, especially in this space. Because again, a person with 100 million, like you say, you're eating a seed. But to your point about your friend, how many of these players are in that same boat? How many of these players who live from very modest means, I'll put it like that, today and tomorrow they got $500,000 in the bank account. Right. Nobody around them is saying, hey, do this, this, and that. And I'm going to make probably a real jacked up statement, but I hope y'all understand where it's coming from. If other people in that circle understood that process, then possibly that wouldn't be the process. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to say that on a downward spiral on anybody, but what I'm saying is if somebody or those people knew, because you don't have to make a lot to save a lot. Right. You have to be very disciplined. How about this? When you're not in the room, cut the light off. Huh? When you're not here, I'm just saying there are certain things you have to scale back on, but that becomes with a certain discipline, because a lot of times we live check to check and we live every 2 weeks at a time. Oh, next 2 weeks, I'm going to get $1,000 from a job. I'll be all right.
Right. Right.
I tell people this all the time. I know this is going to sound crazy. I'd rather you, Street, ask me for $10,000 than $100. I'd rather
you think the bank think like that? Sometimes I think the bank think like that too.
Yeah, you know why?
You
know what? And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I would rather you ask me for 10 grand or 50 grand instead of $100. Because at your age, my age, we the same age. If you don't have $100, if you don't have $100 at 45, 47 years old, not be like you left your wallet one day, we out somewhere. We talking about if you don't have $100,
just don't have it. Right.
Bro, what you doing? Now, if you came and say, hey, I need 50,000 because, like you said, here is my plan. I ain't saying I'm gonna give it to you, but I have that kind of, you understand what I'm saying? Because, and I don't say that to down people, but I'm just saying how sometimes you can look at things. I'm like, bro, come on, we got to have $100 at 45 years old.
LMV say, let's do it.
Let me get 28K. I got you, LMV. Just send me the business
She
plan.
ain't no time.
Let's make it happen. Now, I will say this. This is what I really want to say. Here's what I really want to say. If I was the solo winner, Street, y'all hear me on this now, and I don't care what nobody say. If I won $1.2 billion, I was a solo winner. I'm going 48 hours straight nuts, boy. I'm going bananas. I ain't all disregard. I don't care.
Well, I got 48. Let me hear what bananas sound like. You got 24 hours to live. This thick. Where would you go? Who would you screw? Who would you? You remember that song? You got 24 hours to live. Hey. What would you think? Where would you go? What would you do? Who would you screw?
Hold up, boy. I'm calling Holly. I'm on all the Instagram. I'm doing. Hey, I got 48 hours, boy. I'm getting 12 cell phones, and I'm hitting up 12 different ones. I'm going nuts, boy.
What you gonna call Holly and say?
Baby, I got a Billy. Let me holler at you right quick. Listen, Lisa Ray. Listen, Lisa Ray. Listen, I'm going for broke, dog. I got 48 hours of straight. I'm going straight bonkers out here for 48 hours. Listen, I don't need no week.
What you gonna say though? What you gonna say though?
Nothing. I ain't gotta say nothing. I'm showing up to the door, butterball nigga with a check right there. That's it. Show what I got.
What you gonna say, dog?
I ain't saying nothing. I just told you I'm knocking on the door like this. Butterball naked with the lotto ticket right there. Holly, let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm showing up in my birthday suit. My birthday in May. I'm showing up in my birthday suit in November. Let's go. Listen, I got 48 hours.
No.
I'm going. Listen, but them Instagram models finna I'm finna straight Zion Williams in this thing, boy. What's the young boy just got? Drake.
What else you doing?
Whatever I want to do.
So you calling Holly? You calling Lisa Ray? What else you doing?
I don't know, but I know whatever it is. I got 48 hours, and I ain't sleeping for 40. I mean 5 hours. I'm drinking 48-hour energies, dog. I'm just drinking them things. Let's go.
Huh? You said you doing what?
I'm drinking 48-hour energies, not 5-hour energies. 48-hour energies, dog.
One time, my dog head got $2 billion. One time, my dog about to go crazy, man. Let's get this thing rocking, dog. Let's go.
Listen, hey, what they say? I'm gonna have that thing rocking.
That's some deep shit right there. A lot of pressure. How would you handle it?
24 hours to live, dog.
What would you do?
Yo, I turn out all the hoes that's heterosexual. Smack and see the niggas right off the pedestal. I even look for my dad that I never knew. They show him how I look in my Beretta too. I do good shit like take kids from the ghetto. Show them what they can have if they never settle. Take every white kid from high class level. Show them it's like growing up in the ghetto.
That's not stupid, man. You got too many tabs open.
Give blunts to the niggas under stress. Give every bum on the streets cash to invest in. Hope Harlem well blow me my last request.
If I had 24 hours to kick it, fuck it, I'd probably eat some fried chicken and drink a Nantucket. Then go get a job from grandson and make sure I leave my mother the money to take care of grandson. No
3 power, hop in the Eddie Bauer and go give all 6 to that poppy that's on me flower. Get a fresh ball, make a few calls, shop at the mall, shoot a little ball, have all of my bitches in one telly at the same time, spread it out on different floors, and I'm gonna play lotto. For what? Even you know I ain't gonna be here tomorrow. So
you know when I was close to the ledge, I'd probably be in the wet.
Hey, cut this off, man. I gotta get ready to go. Man. I gotta clean shit.
Then I'm off to get short and smoke one of them dreads and get that bitch to me. Now and give us up to the feds. Thought a mama wrote her a note. We ain't close. I hate a boyfriend, so I put one in his throat. Fuck around. Sniff an ounce of raw, bust the 4, pause, pull out my dick and take a piss on the floor, jump in the whip, get the gas I wanted to get, since the tavern on the green robbery in 86, went home, took a shower in nice cold water, and spent my last hours with my son and my daughter.
I was jamming.
Where would you go? What would you do?
My bad. I was jamming. All right, hold up, because it's skipping so bad. Hey, that boy E. Brown said, good conversation. I'm out. His boy said, I got to go buy my lottery ticket. Hey, shout out to Artavius, the real spill, for the $2. Hey, I appreciate you, dog. Them $2 going to get me 2 minutes of my 48 hours. So I'm finna go ham for the next 2 minutes, dog. Hold up. No, I'm just playing with you. Appreciate it, man.
You got to do a show tonight, dog?
Yeah, 8:30, dog. It's already 8:24. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Yeah, listen. Slow folks say my ass finna get shadow banned. Maybe. But that's real hip hop right there. Street, let me give you, I don't see how, man. We got to get up out of here. In my last word, while you thinking about it, because I know you ain't thought about it. We just want to do this show to kind of talk about these guys doing these things. And I know we want players to get paid. I think me and Street and a lot of people, we just want them to be smart with it. Don't have it and give it back. Right? Don't, like you say, you got more than 24 hours to live. You got more than 48 hours. You got the rest of your life to live, dog. So be smart with it. Make that money work for you. Don't work for it. That's what people got to understand. And I think that's what the biggest piece is that we don't want you to, think about it. Most of these kids are, let's say, 20. They've been playing ball since they were 5. For 15 years, that's like working a job for 15 years. And now you get a check and all of a sudden you have nothing. That's like me working this job for 30 years and I have no retirement. I get nothing out of it. Right. That's what we're saying. Think about it. A lot of people don't think about football like that. A lot of these players have been playing for 15 years or some of them 20 years by the time they finish in the NFL. They have literally done a job already and they got nothing out of it. So far as financially I'm speaking. So that's all I'm just trying to say. All I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Street, man, what's your I don't see how, man?
I don't see how, dog. You got a $2 billion. The first thing you're gonna do is call Halle Berry old ass. I don't see how, dog. $1 billion? Man, you call one. Man, you call one of these young things. Man, you call Lotto.
No, sir. Listen. I'm hollering at Holly, not for who she is, but for who she used to be. Shoot. Hey, come on. Holly, what's up, Barry?
Lisa Ray, 50 years old, man. You got $1 billion, man.
And give me worms.
In the comment section, man, who y'all calling, man? Give me somebody to call, man.
You know what I'm saying, dog. Like, but come on, man.
I don't see how. Get $1 billion, you calling a 50-year-old.
Who? I ain't say just her. I'm good.
Bernice Burgos. That boy say, Bernice Burgos.
She a grandma. She a fine grandma.
You the dude. What's the NBA dude just got the girl pregnant, man? The 40-year-old girl.
That's what I'm talking about. That's fine. That's fine. Call me the cougar hunter. The cougar hunter. Hey. I put that scope on it. You know what to say, right? When I close one eye, she closed two. I got him.
You called Thelma from Good. You got $1 billion. He done called Thelma.
Man, come on, man. Come on, man.
I want to see how, dog. You got $1 billion, dog.
You gonna call Black China or something? Nah, I'm straight.
Tiana to heck no. But you can listen. You can get $1 billion, Hayes. See, you can get. You might not be able to get Beyonce on the phone, but think about it. Start Beyonce. You can
Y'all can have Beyonce. Not started Beyonce. Nah, Beyonce, I like her. Nah.
Start at Beyonce. You can get $1 billion, dog.
I know, dog. Just let me live. Why you ain't let me live? You a hater, dog. Let me live for 48 hours, dog. Some of y'all be calling pressure.
I don't see how, dog.
Hey, Chris Kane, that's my dog. Hold on, look what Chris Kane said. Chris Kane said, guess what? Lisa Ray gonna get that call. Damn right. Yeah, I'm right. All right. I don't see how you don't see me. Hey, what them boy in New York said, man, hey, can I live? Can I live?
What?
No, I'm saying that's what they say. Can I live?
Can I live?
Can I live? Anyway, man, we out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m.-ish, sometime right there. Like I said, it is a slow time, man, so we come up with different things. Sometimes we're going to here just chop it up, man, have a good time, whatever the case may be. But like I said, with all that being said, I got to go ahead and get up out of here. I'll be right back on in about 5 minutes with King Talk Live. We're going to talk about Alex Mirabal building an offensive line for the Miami Hurricanes, man. So you got to enjoy that. That's going to be good stuff, man. But
$1 billion. $1 billion, man. You probably can get.
I ain't said that was it, but that gonna be my first call. Man.
I'm like $1 billion, dog. You may get a leader. You may bring a leader back from the dead, $1 billion.
Well, you around here Charleston Whiting, dog. You around here Charleston Whiting, dog. You better stop, dog.
$1 billion, dog. You can do a lot, dog.
I don't mean no disrespect, but dog, Leah was built like 6 o'clock too, dog. She's straight up and down. I'm straight on that.
She was.
She was built straight up and down.
Don't get on out of here, dog.
I'm out of here, dog.
Hey, get up out of here.
Are we cutting it off? Don't say Hillary Clinton, man. I'm straight.
Hillary Clinton, man. You got. Come on, man. You got $1 billion, dog. Huh? Come on, man. We got $1 billion, dog.
Ellen V, go in the corner right now. Talking about call Sexy Red. Ugh.
No, man. You know, Sexy Red looked better before she became famous. You ask me.
I don't care when she looked. Heck no, I ain't calling her, dog. I'm out of here. Listen, man, appreciate y'all for the donation. We out of here. You want me to cut it off now?
Go ahead, cut it off. We out. Y'all make sure you hit like and share. Man, $1 billion, man. You got me searching $1 billion, man. $1 billion, you get any one of these $1 billion, man. They under 20 years old, bro. $1 billion? Come on, man.
You ain't gonna have me out here with no Diddy charges. No, I'm gonna be like, boy, no, sir. You come raiding me. Come on, did you see her driver license? Heck no,
come on, man.
If she ain't got gray hair on her, straight, hey, street. If she ain't got gray hair on the edges, I don't want it. I'm out of here, man.